Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're reacting to ranking couples by compatibility. Compatibility. Wait. Compatibility. Okay, that word. Same-sex couples. Part 2. Let's get into it then.
Thank you.
Wait, let's get to the juicy ones. Have you guys ever cheated?
Ooh.
Okay, same.
Ooh, this is cold. Like 5 straight. Okay.
We can start. I'm Jules.
I'm Izzy.
We've been dating for
15 months.
15 months.
Yeah.
And I'm a PhD student in study renewable energy.
I work in mental health care, and we met on Hinge.
Yeah.
And what's that? Is that like an American
We've been dating.
thing? Like I don't know, Apple, what was it? Coffee meets bagel. Like, what was that? Tinder? Right?
For a
Bumble.
little over 2 years. We just kind of met through friends. Like all of our friends knew each other, but we just never met. And then we met one day. And yeah.
I'm from Norway. I'm a photographer.
I'm an actor, writer, entrepreneur.
We met in Berlin.
Writer, actor, entrepreneur.
On
Why not?
Tinder.
Yeah, we met on Tinder, much like you guys, and we did long distance for 4 years in college.
We've been going out for 5 years.
The fact that we clicked so well was, almost surprising. And I feel like over the past 5 years of our relationship, I've just been thinking about what does compatibility truly mean.
For us, it just means that we have the same views
I
and
mean,
values.
yeah, like for everybody it's different, no? It could be like that you don't have to be the same. It just means that you agree on stuff. I don't know. Maybe not. Not even that. I don't know. I guess it's kind of like
Similar interests.
yeah.
How do you resolve problems? How do you communicate?
How do you adjust to each other in different situations?
Values.
It's like how you react to each other basically, and how when you react to somebody, it's good basically. It's not over. I don't know how to say it.
Shared interests were the two main things, and the sort of goals we have and where we see our lives going.
How was it having a long distance relationship, guys?
Challenging.
Yeah, I think, so we had met only 5 months before, we started long distance. So we kind of had to think did we want to hold each other back in college? But then the weeks ticked down until it was finally time to our planned breakup, but then we just couldn't hold ourselves to do it. And we just ended up sticking together and it worked out and now we're living together.
Yeah, 5 years later, here we are.
Just their story of staying together, committed long distance all throughout college. We did it for a year and a half and it's hard.
When you guys met, and you said in Berlin, were you studying there? Or were you just traveling there? How did that?
I was studying abroad for a year.
I asked some friends of mine, what are you going to do this weekend? And they were just we're going to Berlin. Do you want to come? I don't know. They had their own plans. I was kind of checking on Tinder to see if anyone was cute there. And I met this guy.
Daniel and Noah's story. I liked their story. It was like a fairy tale almost. It seemed like they were
They met on Tinder. I mean, I guess they did meet in Berlin, but it's not that fantastic, is it?
meant to be together.
So is this your first?
It's not, it really isn't they're meant to be together. You went on Tinder.
Serious relationship? I think that's important to note, not because it means that it won't be your relationship, but also I think that a lot of understanding compatibility comes with having experiences before that maybe weren't as good. So it gives a lot of confidence in compatibility if you have had incompatible relationships before.
I would just counter that on the note that just because I hadn't been in a serious relationship doesn't mean that I haven't been dating many different people and having my experiences and learning what it means for me personally to find the one that I want to call mine. When other people were bringing up the fact that I hadn't been in other relationships as maybe a reason.
You guys yeah, look.
Bringing up the fact that I hadn't been
compatibility. I mean, he's not saying anything, but
in other relationships as
blandly, is it? Blandly agreeing. It's not. It's when he's the teacher, And he's like, yeah, sure.
Maybe a reason why like we're less compatible.
See, he keeps saying that. That's what I do. My teachers. Yeah, sure. I got it.
I just
yeah.
know in my heart that you're the one for me.
I mean,
We're less compatible. I just know in my heart that you're the one for me.
He said something like that, yeah. It's very sweet, you know, heart touching, heart melting, whatever. And he goes, no.
I mean, we
He says, yeah. Yeah. Shakes his head.
met like right after I graduated high school, and she was a senior. So I felt like that was like not challenging, but it was just different to be like in a committed
She's older.
relationship,
What?
like so young. When most people, like all my friends were all single, and I was like the only one. I definitely could see why people, because we were so young, there is that like stereotype that we still have so much that we need to experience.
Well, yes. It's not really a stereotype. Like, realistically, you're not. Most high school sweethearts break up, like, when they're. Well, that's actually a fact that was, like, scientifically proven. In America, at least, most high school sweethearts that get married after, they all normally always, like, divorce around 50 or 40 years old.
Experience in life. I also know us, and I know how we are, and I know how we interact.
It's really hard because, you know, I don't want to fault you guys, obviously, for not having more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like no matter what, I feel like time and you guys obviously all seem like amazing couples. You know what I mean?
And
like,
especially like as queer people, like we need time to like come to our terms with ourselves and, you know, take the step of dating each other.
I feel like you guys are one, just like, it's like a majority of like components. One, you have like time, you have distance,
5
you
years.
have like living together, your plans for the future.
They're all like, yeah, sure.
So you guys need to
I
be.
actually like this. Normally it's always like, we're first. In the part one of this, with the straight couples, there was like, everybody was saying, yeah, we're first. It was like one couple, I think, that said, we're second or something, but like, you know. Still.
I think Bradley and Eric were clearly very compatible.
I want to say that we were the most, because I mean, we know.
I was wrong. There are people that think they're the best and everything. You know, I probably do the same thing. Well, I say I'm probably like second.
Us.
Because everybody wants to be the first.
And I think everyone has a right to rank themselves first.
Any of you think
They're like
they
that.
should be number one, you can just stand where they're standing, like behind them or something.
I think everybody wants to be first, but they know they're not.
they're number 2 technically now.
I think we should be higher, but that's just my opinion.
I agree. I feel that we have that other aspect to it that we were talking about, like the guy
That other aspect to it.
is on the first place here have like we like share a lot of the same things there. I would maybe argue like putting us in second, but I'm also like, I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know. I feel like in between you guys, I honestly feel like really strongly for both you guys being number 2. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you guys have such a strong relationship and you've lived together and you've like built that bond.
at the end of the day, it came down to lived experience. The younger couple hadn't been together quite as long and
But I
hadn't.
feel bad about that. Honestly, looking back at it, I almost feel bad.
I feel like just because we haven't been through like hardships, that makes you guys put us in fourth. I'm honestly fine with whatever because I know that all of us are compatible.
I'm gonna say I'm
Sure.
happy where I am.
And then next year they all break up.
I think.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever.
Whatever. Like,
Yes and no. At the end of the day, like it's subjective, and we thought that all of the other couples were like cute and they went well together, so
I know that we are compatible.
why is he doing that?
cute.
It's annoying.
They went well together, so
I know that we are compatible, so I'm like, oh, I wish other people can see that. But there's only so much that you can like show people without showing them everything.
Okay, now the other straight people are reorganizing them.
I think the basic elements of what humans want in a relationship is probably the same. Love,
universal,
comfortability, honesty, respect. Of course, the dynamics are going to be different, and the obstacles that we face as couples are going to be different.
At the end of the day, I feel like we're all just people who are looking for love, who, you know, hopefully find their mate, someone that they're super crazy about, who's crazy about them.
I think most people use interests and values and goals.
And the way that you feel when you're with them too. So I don't see how that would really
They look so awkward. Look at them. It's like, this is really awkward. She's like, oh, hello.
differ with a same-sex couple compared to a straight couple.
I will say though, for
why are they calling it a same-sex? I mean, it's this gay couple.
this couple, I feel like their personalities and their temperaments really complement each other. Couple number 2, I feel like they're a little more compatible. She's going through a PhD program and they're making it work. So I kind of more
look at her head.
She's going through a PhD program.
As soon as that guy said it, she went, yeah. I don't think her music is playing very loudly.
And they're making it work. So I kind of want to sort of give like the dark horse nod to them for number 1 and give them number 2.
Couple number 3, I remember he said something how he had dated before. He always felt, how do you know when you're with the one? And then with him, he felt it immediately and knew. And I think I just like see that in them, and that's why
I can just tell even from their physical presence, they're very comfortable with one another.
Should we move them?
I agree.
Should we move 3 to 2?
Yes. Does anybody want to express where 4 should stand? Should they stay number 4 or should they be rerun?
There's still like a lot they haven't done yet together.
When I was younger, like those were some of the most like open, passionate, like huge relationships because you're so raw. And I'm so conflicted because I feel like they give each other so much, and when you give each other so much, you're going to be more compatible.
I think still for me, there's just so many unknowns in terms of their compatibility, partly because of age and life experience and stuff like that.
I don't know if it really fully makes sense to just assume that they will have trouble because they haven't been together longer.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We're not assuming that they're gonna.
No, I'm not saying, but like it's kind of just like, you know, that's almost like the argument. You're like, well, you don't know things, so they might not be compatible.
So I guess this is it.
Raise up hands to keep this line up. 1, 2, 3.
Regardless of the metrics that we use to come to this conclusion, like we would have been happy in 4th place too, because it's subjective and arguably like these are all amazing couples. And
I was really, really moved by all of your guys' stories, and I'm so happy that you guys are happy, and I wish the best for all of us.
Same to you guys, totally.
Yeah. It's like hard to really say who is more compatible than the other person when we only have so much time to get to know them.
There's so many things to consider. It's kind of like hard to like put someone there and there and there.
I feel like looking at all those couples today just really affirmed in my heart that I made the right choice.
I love you, and this was really fun.
Thank you so much for being willing to grow with me, and I'm so glad that I found somebody that I'm so compatible with.